Welcome to my channel to everyone who's new here, and of course to those of you who are back again, great to have you here. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of SUI, AVAX, HBAR and Dogecoin. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to trade with cheap takeoff fees, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc. Mexc has the overall takeoff fees are very low on mexc, and you can already see it here. SUI is also in the zero fee event. mexc has always 100 tokens which you can trade without any fees, and the tokens are going to switch in the future. So let's talk about SUI. I think that SUI has formed an inverted head and shoulders formatation, and we are close to a breakout. We need to break the $3.06 to the upside. Then the target is going to be $3.43 for SUI. I don't see any kind of support. Now let's say resistance. I don't see any kind of resistance lower than $3.43. So basically I can expect even getting a bit higher prices once we break to the upside up to $3.50. If we get to the area of $3.50, then I would be a bit careful. I would also look for the $2.70. It is a far way down. Let's check it from the current price. It's still 10% away, and that's the issue. So we can't be bearish if we drop 10%. We have to get lower prices than $2.70, means we need to get a sustainable breakout. Then this can also be a double top pattern, which we afterwards break to the downside. I can give you the target. So the target is going to be the spread from the support to the top of the double top pattern. Target is going to be $2.31.5. So basically the low here again. So I would just keep that in the chart as long as we are in the area between $2.70 to $3.06. I can't do anything for SUI. This would just be losses in my opinion, unless I want to trade, for example, here a short, down here, here long, then up here, but I'm not going to do it. So basically we also hit the target of $2.61 to $2.46. That's what we have set since a while ago. So basically, since we went into that area, this was the area where I would have where I said, when we get there, I expect that this is going to be the low. And at the moment I think that this is our low. And the only thing which we can get, in my opinion, is when Bitcoin goes into its all-time high, new all-time high. We are currently in an all-time high area. So if we get another all-time high and we are going to sell off, this is what happened several times in the past, then SUI should also sell off, maybe to $2.70, maybe a step lower, but actually I expect a higher low to this one. Even though it's just going to be a slightly more higher low, after that I expect an altcoin rally. If we don't get the altcoin rally in the couple next days, then I think we are going to get it very soon. So basically keep calm. For an altcoin season, now let's not say altcoin season, but for a nice altcoin rally for SUI, I want to see the $3.50 breaking to the upside. Then I think we can get nice gains, maybe even $4, $4.50 or $5. We have to see. We have to see what kind of chart patterns we are going to develop in the future. For now, we have the inverted head and shoulders formation, which direct us up to $3.43. So what about Avalanche? So Avalanche looks to me that we are in a rising wedge. So it's a corrective movement to the upside. But also we broke an inverted head and shoulders formation. So first of all, here was our saying, $19.85. If we break it to the downside, then we should see the area $17. This is very old, I think 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. So let me just delete it. I also have to clean up the charts a little bit, but this here can be also the inverted head and shoulders formation, which we broke to the upside. So SUI is still in the inverted head and shoulders formation. Avalanche made its first move and broke to the upside. We also see it with Dogecoin. It's also pushing to the upside right now because of the same formatation. Target is $20.50. I would even say for Avalanche, we are in a rising wedge, which is a bearish pattern, and we broke a bullish pattern to the upside. So I would look closely into the $19.87. This was our short trend line in the past. Now it's our long trend line. In my opinion, once we break the $19 and round about 90 cents to the upside, then the bearish pattern should be gone. And I think we should push to the upside, maybe even into the fair value gap, which we have up here, $22 to $22.35 for Avalanche. But also keep in mind, we have a fair value gap over us at $20 to $20.27. Also the target of the inverted head and shoulders formatation, $20.50. So I can also expect that we can see something like this, sell off a bit, maybe getting a retest, and afterwards this nice push. That's what I'm going for Avalanche at the moment. If we break for some reason the rising wedge in bright blue to the downside, which is the price mark of currently $18.25, $18.25, then the target is going to be the 15.36 cents, but actually this target is going to move whenever we break to the downside. So if we break it to the downside a bit later, then you can already see the price is also going to move. And then we have a slightly higher low than this one here. So everything is possible at the moment. I would look at the key levels for Avalanche to be confident in which direction Avalanche is going to get. What about HBAR? HBAR was in a bullish pennant, which broke to the upside, which got its retest. Target ongoing 18.05 cents. It is kind of positive that we also broke the 16.3 cents to the upside because, as you can see, inverted head and shoulders formatation. A perfect one. It looks perfect to me. Not like Avalanche, for example, where the trend line is a downtrend line. So you can see it. This is a downtrend line, the orange one. This one is a horizontal resistance, and I like those kind of head and shoulders formatation the most. I just forgot to take it on the chart, the target of it. So let's see if we even got into the first target. It looks like it. Not really. My target actually is the fair value gap, which we have over us. So we already closed a part of it. So this one is my target, 17.5 cents. But if we are going to go for the maximum target of the inverted head and shoulders formatation, then we are going to take the low up to the resistance, put it then to the breakout point, and you can already see the price should reach 20 cents in its maximum extension. So my game plan for HBAR is I'm currently waiting for a retest. It's not long. It is long, but not long for me. Why that? Because I want to see a retest, and I'm going to jump into the trade when we get the retest. So we touch again the 16.3 cents. Then I'm long because there I have the maximum gains. As you can see, the price is looking like we're going to get a pullback. So if I just jump into the trade right now, how much can I get? Maybe 18, maybe to 18 cents. It's 15.6 cents. Maybe to around about 20 cents, then it's 17%, or up to the maximum target, in my opinion, plus 20%. If I just take the trade from down here, what can I lose? I can lose a few percentages, yeah, because that then would invalidate my bullish scenario if we drop a bit lower. like 3%, 4%, then I'm going to take the loss. But I can make up to 18 cents, 10%, up to the maximum target, 26%. And what if I jump into a long trade right now, and let's just assume that here is my invalidation level. What then? Then I'm going to be in huge losses. 9%. So I can lose on one side 9%, and I can gain up to 20% in its maximum bullish target. It's not what I like. It's not the best risk to reward ratio. I also think that it is possible that we retest the bullish pennant again, because we have here a fair value gap. I would look closely on it. I will still try to get in long entry at 16.3 cents, as long as we don't rush down in one straight candle. I would take the trade there, and I would set my stop loss lower than the lows from here. And I just try my luck. If I get stopped out here, I would try my next luck right here for the push. So if the 18 cents breaks to the upside without getting the retest at 16.3 cents, then it's actually clear to me we should push into the fair value gap up to 20.5 cents for HBAR. So what about Dogecoin? So I had this possible bear flag on the chart. We have seen it for, I think, XRP. Let's see. Yeah, XRP has a similar movement. This one here, it was just within a rising wedge. So it is corrective, it is bearish. Here for Dogecoin, we have a bear flag, which got invalidated. And if bearish patterns get invalidated, then the price movement to the upside is even the most bullish. So I would still keep that bear flag on the chart, because we have here a support trend line for the future, also a resistance trend line, and also down here another support trend line. But this bear flag got already invalidated, so it's not active. Anyway, if we go into the bigger chart, then you can already see it in orange, a rising wedge. This rising wedge broke to the upside and got its retest. Target 22.2 cents for Dogecoin. What I also see is a small left shoulder, big head, small right shoulder. Also broke to the upside. We already worked off the length of one shoulder. This is not tradable for me. Like I said, I want to wait for the retest. I'm not jumping into the trade just because we get a push and a candle close over it, because we already see it here. Yeah, we already got over the trend line quite often. Here, for example, also here quite a few times. Was just a small push, but this could have happened here as well, and we just sell off. So basically, I want to wait for the confirmation. I want to wait for the retest, and in the retest, I'm going to jump into a long trade, because I think since the breakout push was already the length of one shoulder, and we invalidated a bearish pattern with just a 1 hour candle, everything is possible for Dogecoin. Everything to the upside, in my opinion. So once we get the retest, I'm ready to jump into a long trade, 17.35 cents. If we get there, it's long to me with a stop loss. Have to see maybe lower than the ones here, or if I want to take it a bit more risky, then lower than the bear flag. But I think first target is going to be 20 cents to 19.7 cents. Don't worry, here are the price marks. There's the first fair value gap. Then we have the target of the maximum extension of the inverted head and shoulders formatation, which direct us into another fair value gap, 20.9 cents to 21.4 cents. And there I think there I want to be out of the long trade, because yes, we have still the maximum extension of the falling wedge in orange, 22.3 cents. But do I want to hunt the last cent? I don't want that, because we can always sell off very quick. If we go into the 50 minutes chart, you can already see it here. So it might be possible that we just get a quick push. And if I don't take profits here, if I take a screenshot and post it or send it to my friends and say, hey, look, my Dogecoin trade is very profitable, within 1 hour I got that kind of money. Well, a few minutes later, we are down here and you just missed 3%, and for sure we can even sell off more. And I don't want to take the risk. So once we get into the fair value gaps, I will take my profits. I'm not going to hunt every single penny, because whenever we got into a fair value gap in that size, it might be just possible that from here we sell off and maybe the bull market is over for some kind of reason. Yeah, we never know. It's speculation. I can't tell you 100% that we are going to meet this area, but with a high chance we should. And then we have to see if we are going to sell off from there. And that's why I want to take profits. For sure, we can still go into a straight line up. And yes, happened to me quite often where I took profits right here in the first fair value gap to save my trade a bit, 50% out of the trade. And we went in a straight candle even more up. And then I just take another 50% out of the trade. But it also happened very often to me that my maximum target didn't get hit. Means I take my 50% profits, the price don't get into my next profit, and from here we sell off. And then I have taken at least a bit profits, 50% or 75% or 25%, who cares? At least I took some profits, and the rest got saved as at break even. And with that strategy, I'm profitable over a longer time period. So it's not always chasing the last dollar. It's saving up the money which you have earned, because unrealized profits are unrealized profits. They are not real. It's unreal. So basically make it real and try not to lose any kind of money. That's why we set our stop loss to break even once we hit the take profit area, or once we are quite good in profits. So with that said, I will look if I can do the Render, Tau and Kaspa ONDO update today. I will give my best to give it to you. See you then.